Hey everyone, we're starting something new today and something very, very interesting. So we're still talking about money. Okay. Now, today what we'll be talking about is money, how it affects your family. Basically, what is the money management decision and skills that you have put in place in your family. So my name is Irimezo Oluwa Oni. So all you need to do right now is to what? Like, share, and subscribe to this video. Okay. So we started this whole thing and we've been looking at money from um, the Bible perspective. And one of the things I believe strongly is that when the foundation of something is destroyed, what can then the righteous do? Everything has to do with the foundation. So if we get the foundation right, we get a whole lot of stuff right. Okay. So if the foundation be destroyed, what can then the righteous do? So my name is Remains Opoluwale. So go and like, share, and subscribe right now. So um the foundation of every marriage starts with two people. Two people fall in love and they decide to get married, right? They fall in love, they decide to get married, and they're so emotionally engrossed to each other. They are in love. They want to see each other over and over and over and over again. And very soon, they get married, propose, kneel down, I do, I not do, and all of those things. Marriage ceremony starts coming, event planner, venue, dates, color, Ashwebi, and all of those things. And everything at that point in time, you start spending money. Even from the time you take out on a date, you start spending money. So money is very, very critical. In fact, a whole lot of people take a decision whether to marry who they got married to right now because of money. So in fact, someone said there's no romance without money. Money, romance, all works hand in hand. So we really need to learn what this whole money thing is all about when it comes to family, marriage, relationship, a whole lot of stuff we are looking at today. So if couple don't learn to manage money, then money will manage them. And possibly the money will even wreck their home. That's why the Bible says in the book of Hosea chapter 4 verse 6, it said, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Because you have rejected knowledge, God said he will reject them. Okay? So my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. So if you don't know about something, is it not wisdom for you to learn about that thing? That's basically what money management is all about. In fact, another version says that my people are ruined because they don't know what is right or true. It's not saying that they don't know what is good or bad. They don't know what is right or true. This is the right thing to do. Some things might be good, but might not be the right thing to do. So maturity is to define and separate the right thing and what is good. Okay, there's a thin line between what is right and what is good. There's a thin line between what is right and what is good. So some things can be right and might not be good, and some things can be good and might not be right. What is right from what is good? So that is very important. That if you want your marriage to be an enviable one, then you must make it work. You want your marriage to be an enviable one, you must make it work. There is nothing that is working that is not being worked on, right? There is nothing that is working that is not being worked on. And that is one fundamental that we really, really, really need to understand. There's nothing that is working that is not being worked on. Some people are paying the price. Some people are sacrificing. So knowledge acquiring is of course is part of paying the price and is also part of making sacrifices. So financial intelligence is vital in achieving success in marriage. How intelligent are you financially when it comes to you achieving success in marriage? How intelligent are you financially when it comes to you achieving success in marriage? So those are some of the things we are going to be looking at right now. So what are the things that basically you just need to be wise about for you to be able to achieve some level of success in marriage. Okay. Number one is wise and skillful planning. Um, I remember there was a man of God that was sharing something. He said, on the day of an event, when he sees people jumping up and down and trying to carry this, carry this, carry this, carry this, he said it's a reflection of the fact that little or no planning has gone into that day. So it is not the day of an event that you're supposed to be jumping. You're supposed to jump and do your helter skelter and do your thinking, okay, before that day. So if there's chaos on the day of an event, that means there's enough thinking has not been put into the planning of that event. So that's very, very important. So skillful and wise planning is very important, even to our finances. Skillful and wise planning is very, very important. And this require communication between the spouses. Okay, we need to really sit down and see how do we intend to achieve this level of financial freedom? How do we intend to achieve this level of financial freedom? So the Bible talks about something in the book of Luke chapter 14 verse 28. It says, is there anybody that wants to build a tower that will not first sit down and count the cost, whether he had enough to finish it or not? So basically what it's saying is that whatever you want to achieve, it is good for you to first and foremost sit down, count the cost, do the math, and determine whether what you want to achieve is actually achievable or not. So it is from the paper planning, writing down, sitting down. Of course, it means that you want to plan something. Okay, it has been said that it is better for you to fail on paper. You can get another paper. It is better for you to fail with your pencil. You can always erase it than for you to fail in reality. And by the time the reality dawn on you and you are facing failure heads on, it's a different ball game entirely. Okay, so planning is very, very, very important. So couple must engage in sitting down to plan. Poor planning precedes poor performance. Poor planning precedes poor performance. If you are seeing anything that is poor in your performance, in the things that you are seeing, it's obvious that there's a poor planning somewhere, somehow. Okay. So the essence of any marriage is for the two individuals to come together. The essence of any marriage and any family is for everybody to what? To sit down and come together. And everybody must have a seat at the table. Yeah, everybody must have a seat at the table. Okay. And God said it is not good for man to be alone. So you cannot be the only one that is doing the planning. Everybody must have a seat at the table and also contribute. Okay. And if there are challenges in terms of coming together, it makes sense to seek counsel. It makes a whole lot of sense to us to seek counsel. So if there are challenges, it makes a whole lot of sense to seek counsel. So number two is after you've gotten wise planning and all of those things, is to work now as a team. Okay, is to work as a team. So working as a team means that every member of the family already knows what is in it for them. Okay, the Bible said in Amos 3:3, it said, can two work together except they agree? So if two can't work together except they agree, then there's need for teamwork. We need to find a way for us to work together. Let's say, for instance, now, husband, wife, children, we agree that we're going to be saving ₦1 million in this family every single month. That's 12 million naira in 12 months, in a year, for a particular project. Everybody must be on the same page. That means there are some demands that cannot just happen. We need to have that at the back of our mind. There are some demands that cannot just happen. Okay, so it has been said that the couples that work together stay together and make progress together and last together. Okay, couples that work together, stick together, make progress together, and last longer. Okay, that's very important. There are a lot of couples that exist today, however, they have not lasted. In fact, they are just basically coexisting and they are not living as a couple. And the language too must be what? Must be one. The language must be one. We must not at any point in time allow anything to disrupt the voice at which we are using to communicate. Okay, so that is very, very important. Okay, so the next thing that we are going to be looking at and is basically what are the wisdom keys. Okay, what are the wisdom keys that will help your family in the to achieve abundance? Everybody desired abundance. Everybody desired to have more money. Everybody desire to be wealthy. But they don't know how to go about it. Okay. If you desire to move from point A to point B, but you lack the direction, the energy, the willingness, the knowledge, the whereabouts, I think it's very important for you to go ahead and seek that knowledge first. Okay. If, for instance, now we want to own our own house, then it is now left for us to say, okay, now that we want to own our own house, what are the steps as a family that we need to start taking to owning our own house? Okay. So number one thing that we must first of all pay attention to as a family that desire and seek abundance is avoid impulsive spending. Still going back to the place of planning. Impulsive spending is one of the biggest problems in homes in terms of ability to save and all of those things. Avoid impulsive spending. Anything outside the budget should never be mentioned. Everything from thought should go to budget, and from budget should go to spending. Or so from budget should go to appropriation, then from appropriation should go to spending. So if it can scale through those processes, it should not just be from thought to shopping. No. It will last. And that's the reality. It would last. That's the reality. So oppose impulsive spending. Luke chapter 15, verse 15 says, talking about then all the tax collector and the sinners draw near to him to hear him, and the Pharisees and the scribes complained. They were just complaining. This chip has lost, oh, this one has gone, oh. They can't even give it a thought to even know whether it's something that they can even solve themselves. So also people spend without giving it what the adequate thought that is required. So when you respond impulsively, you go back to ground zero. In fact, you can go back to minus. When you respond impulsively, you don't just go back to ground zero, you can go back to minus. What I mean by minus is that you can literally go in depth, and you keep nurturing depth, and keep nurturing depth, and keep nurturing depth. So that is not where we want to find ourselves in any way at all. If there is no management in the midst of surplus, certainly there will be scarcity. Look at the story of Joseph. They envisaged that there's going to be a time of excess, and they planned pure economic planning for the whole nation. How do we manage our surpluses? And they managed their surplus season very well. Others that did not manage their surplus season very well eventually became slaves. That's why the Bible says that a borrower is a servant to the lender. A borrower is a servant to the lender. Okay? The borrower is a servant to the lender. That's what the Bible says. So, if there's no management in the midst of surplus, there will be scarcity. So, managing small money in the midst of scarcity leads to plenteous of prosperity. Plenteous of prosperity. So, when you manage small very well, okay? Take for instance now, there's this law that says that, I can't remember the name of the law right now, but it says that if you are earning, let me explain the law. I can't really remember the details, but let me explain what the law says. If you are earning, let's say 100,000 naira, and all of a sudden your salary doubled or tripled to 300,000 naira, that salary that is now 300,000 naira right? It's just a matter of time that your lifestyle will meet up with that 300,000. You were surviving on 100,000, right? But now you are not earning 300,000. It's just a matter of time. Okay? So what he's supposed to do is that excess that came in was supposed to be stored up. I mean, we all remembering the story of Joseph right now. It was supposed to be stored up in such a way that it will be used up in case there's any season of scarcity at all. So we need to remember that. So we always, at every point in time, find a way to manage whatever resources that God has placed our way and see God showing up like ever. Okay, so my name still remains Ope Oluwa Oni. So I'm going to continue this abundance discussion shortly, and that will be in the next video. Okay, so do well to like, share, and subscribe. Have a great one.